Well, welcome everyone to the Velosimo webinar on who Velosimo is and what we can help you do as solution providers for laserfish. In this webinar, we're going to talk to you a bit, as I said, about who we are and what we can do for you. We're going to give you a live demonstration of the integrations or a couple of the integrations that we have around laserfish and what it's like to work with us. As you can see from the agenda and me talking about that, Velosimo is an integration platform. We focus on creating integration connectors that just work out of the box. For laserfish, we have created a number of out-of-the-box integration connectors that run on top of the Velosimo platform. So you can imagine you're working with a client and they're wanting to do something like take in a form using laserfish forms, have it run through a workflow, and at some point get signed a tool like DocuSign or Adobe Sign. You're able to do that with our pre-built connectors. Other use cases you may have, there have an online form where they want to pay for something. They want to pay for that using a source like authorize.net or CyberSource or Elevon or PayPal. Those are all connectors that we have within the Velosimo platform that will help you as solution providers provide more enhanced solutions to your customers. Take cases where they may have a land management or a permitting system and licensing system, something like Acela or CityWorks. We have pre-built integration connectors around those types of systems that make it effortless for them to start to copy documents from those systems to Laserfish with metadata, which will show you a few of these as we get into a bit about how the product works. Now, the point of the connectors is to make it very easy for you to set up and configure these integrations that run on the platform. Velosimo is more than just a laserfish integration platform. We are a platform focused on integrating the different systems within government software. We have integration connectors for all kinds of systems. Here is a look at a few of those, what that looks like on the platform. We've got a number of endpoints, as we call them, around connectors that just work and make it very easy. The Velosimo platform itself provides reliability for transactions. So as people are sending things back and forth, you're able to log into Velosimo. Your clients, your customers are able to log into the Velosimo user interfaces and start to see transactions that are happening and be able to troubleshoot things should things not go correctly. At Velosimo, we support all of our integration connectors, which when you're working with those in production is very helpful for us to be able to help make things run smoothly. Here's a look at a few of our customers. We've got a lot of people using our laserfish connectors. It's one of the most popular connectors that we have, well, a number of the laserfish connectors. But laserfish is definitely a focus of ours across many of these customers. We're growing every day. I feel like I see a different laserfish lead coming in to use one of our integration connectors or several of those integration connectors at many, many agencies. One of the strengths that we have is that we partner with different companies within GovTech. Laserfish is one of our partners, so we're here to talk about. We also partner with the other endpoints. So when you're working with us and you're providing your customers with a solution using the Velosimo connector, it makes it very nice when we're partnered with both sides. So when we're working with the laserfish connector between Acela, we're a strong Acela partner. Makes it very convenient for all of us, all of you, as well as you can take CityWorks, you can take any of these companies, and we work closely with those folks. We're going to jump now into how an integration connector works. When I say they're just out of the box and they just work, the way this works is that we have built the back and forth integration calls using different APIs from the providers that make it very transparent but easy to use, that automatically connect and synchronize documents. We're going to jump here now into a demonstration on how that works, but wanting to show, what's happening between the systems as we get in there. The great thing is staff, people that are using the end applications, they stay within their respective applications. So your end staff that are using Laserfish and are moving workflows forward, or they're working with documents, they continue to stay in those products. There are trigger points that trigger workflows that allow things to happen back and forth. So your end users are not logging into Velosimo. And I say that in that Velosimo runs someone as a magic engine in the background, providing IT staff transparency into what's actually happening, but your end business users, not requiring them to understand the complications around integrations and just making it very easy for them. So that said, I'm going to turn it now over to Andrew, who is our VP of Product, to demonstrate how these integration connectors work.
Thanks, Chris. Hello, everyone. Let me share my screen and we'll jump right in. I'm actually going to show you 4 different integrations very quickly and walk through them and show you how they work. And then I'm going to show you a little bit how we work in the middle. As Chris said, we're in the middle, so you're not going to see us as I show you the integrations. But let's just jump in and things will start to make sense here. So I'm going to start with Laserfish forms, and I'm going to start this form here. And this form has 3 separate integrations built into it. These are separate connectors from Velosimo, and you could pick and choose one or more of them to use with Laserfish forms or Laserfish workflow. So I'm going to give this a name. And my favorite phone number and a quick email address. And then we're going to start showing integration. So the first one is with ArcGIS, and that one is the ability to have a map populate this form. So I've got some property data here that I want to fill in. We're also going to run some spatial queries into ArcGIS to bring data back. So I'm going to open the map. I'm going to zoom into a specific parcel down here. Note that this parcel is touching my wetland right there. So I'm going to select that and send that information to my form. And when I do, it's going to pass the attribute information from the GIS back into the form, including these 2 fields down here, which were a spatial query based on a buffer that we ran in Esri to pull in that freshwater emergent wetland information. We're also not touching the railroad that was nearby. So that's the first integration in this form. The second integration in this form is payment. You'll see here the form has a $25 application fee, and based on the integration connection through Velosimo, I can hit submit. This is going to use PayPal. We can do this with 8 or 10 different payment vendors now. Paymentus, Payit, Elevon, CyberSource, Authorize.net, Invoice Cloud. That's probably not the full list, but that's what I can do off the top of my head. And I'll pay now using PayPal. And what comes up next could be a receipt. This is just a splash screen we built. We can fire off Laserfish workflows, whatever happens next. We can display that for the end user at the end of that forms process. And then hopefully I've talked long enough. If I bring up my email real quick, we will see that I have a document that needs to be signed. It is that application form. And I'll start that process and continue. And what we've done here is we've sent this document. The third integration in this form is to DocuSign. And we sent that application form that we filled out with the data from the map and the payment. We've included a signature marker where we can sign and complete that process. So let me use my DocuSign signature, finish that process, get rid of the DocuSign splash pages, and give that a second, and we'll bounce over into Laserfish and show you what happened. While that's processing, before we get to Laserfish, I'll show you the last integration, and that's a map viewer for ArcGIS to Laserfish. So what this is a very straightforward map viewer where if I zoom down and I start selecting properties, it's going to query into Laserfish and bring back any of the documents that are associated with that particular GIS object, in this case, a parcel. This application is fairly flexible. We can deploy it in multiple ways. This could be used for parcel-based use cases, asset-based use cases. Really, the key factor is the metadata for the linkage just needs to live in your Laserfish metadata for your documents. In this case, we're using a parcel number, could be address-based, could be asset ID based, whatever your use case is here. We're querying in across multiple folders within the Laserfish system to get that data and bring it back to the user. And then when they want to see something, they can click on one of the sets of plans, and it's going to open up that product, the Laserfish web link to show let the user view those plans. So that's the fourth integration. I want to wrap it up from the end user perspective by showing what happened in my building permits folder here. I refresh my demo folder, refresh this. Chris Olson was the name I used during the demonstration today. And if we drill into that now, we have the original application form that was submitted via Laserfish Forms. That was what came in. And then this is what came back when we signed it via DocuSign. So that comes right back into the same folder when the DocuSign process completes. And that concludes really the four integrations that I wanted to show from an end user perspective. Before I conclude the demo, I'd like to show a little bit how we work in the background. Chris mentioned the Excella to Laserfish connector, and I'm going to show how we work in that case where now you're looking at a Velosimo screen, and this is us providing administrative capabilities for the connector so that agencies, solution providers like yourself can easily configure connectors using the Velosimo platform. So for Excella to Laserfish, which is a document management solution with the Excella permitting system, we can drill into the configuration and we're controlling things like what the base folder is in Laserfish and where things go in Laserfish. So I'm going to create a record ID folder. And most importantly, we also provide the ability to have mappings. And those mappings are easy to create, and users can simply add new mappings by looking at the Laserfish fields that are available in either a field list or templates. We support both attribute fields and templates from Laserfish, and they can simply add fields to this amount. And then if there's a balance field here, I believe there's a balance field in Excella, that's looking at your Excella fields, and we can quickly create those mappings to allow you to move the data back and forth between the two systems. So this is us providing ease of use, no code configuration for our connector administration. And then the last thing I'll show is, because we're a platform, everything's running in the background on top of a platform. And if I refresh my list here, you're going to see some new transactions come in. And this is us doing the things that we're doing in the demonstration that I showed you. So the DocuSign, create an envelope, and then uploading the signed document back to Laserfish. It's all tracked here, and we can drill in and show the details of each one. We have the ability to retry if we're not programmatically retrying it based on the flow and connectors. So this is all running in the background, and this is highly technical, but super useful come post go live. And when we get into support and maintenance, understanding how the connector is working, how the other endpoints are working, providing detailed information down to the API call and data provided. So you can see here that we got a 200. It's great, and that's the call we made to get that. So this is fairly technical. This is for the IT staff and for your technical teams at the solution providers, but it is available and part of our platform and offering so that we can help make the integrations transparent to Laserfish. So that's, I think that's all I have for the demonstration today, Chris. And I think, or Christina, I think I'll turn it over to you guys.
Thank you, Andrew. So, Chris, I think we have a slide that we might want to pull up for you that are attending. So Velosimo, as a partner with Laserfish, we always often get the question, how do the solution providers work with Velosimo? Basically, we're here to support you as much or as little as you need. If you have any opportunities, questions, potential prospects, how do you engage with us? You can reach out to me. My contact information is up here on this slide. Usually, typically, we just get some general information. What connectors are they interested in? You know, hypothetically, as Andrew just showed, Excella to Laserfish, Laserfish DocuSign. A little bit of information about the agency is always helpful, any background information you have. And then we can set up a demo either with you or without you, depending on how engaged or not you want to be. And that is also, providing quotes, providing demos, any references, continuing to engage until they have the information that they need. And I think we have one more slide. So if you have any further questions, Andrew and I are both going to be at Empower at the end of next week. I'm sorry, 2 weeks from now. Andrew's actually going to be driving a presentation with the city of Fort Worth to learn about their large implementation around Velosimo with multiple integrations, including those to Laserfish. We'd love for you to be able to attend the session, or if you'd like to reach out and just meet one-off during those days, we're happy to find some time to schedule and meet one-on-one, answer your questions, and possibly meet with any of your customers. So if there's aren't any questions, specifically about how to work with Velosimo sales, we can open it up to more technical questions around the demo. I think we have chat functionality, or we can take audio questions as well.
Like we might have provided the content so well, we don't have any questions.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Hi, Tim.
Hey, hello, how's it going? Hey, so is Velosimo looking to expand other solutions? Like recently somebody reached out to me about a sign now integration. I'm not sure if you heard of that signing signature, kind of like a DocuSign, but like on the lower end. Is that or just basically anything like that in the future? Because I just noticed there was like a couple you listed, or I don't know if you have a full list or.
That's great. It's a perfect question. There'll be a couple of things. The answer is yes. I think the best approach is to reach out to us. Christina's contact information was there, or you go to our website, fill out the contact us, and it will come right into us. But we'd love to have a chat with you about Assign Now or any of what we call endpoints or systems. That is something that I think we should have probably had on a slide. Is that's what we do want to do. So is work with you on creating more. We're looking for those opportunities. We do have a roadmap. Also on our website, you can go into the integration connectors section for Laserfish and find all the connectors we have with information and demonstration videos listed as well. Behind the scenes, we'd love to talk to you though, because we have a roadmap and we would love to add to that other endpoints or other systems that you might have.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I am checking your website now. I do see like Laserfish to Salesforce, Laserfish to Esri. So yeah, I'll take a look further. I'll be at Empower too. You said you have a booth. I'll be happy to stop by. So
perfect. There's a session that's going on Tuesday between 2 and 3 where Christina and Andrew will be there. So that will be something that you can look for on the schedule, talking about integrations.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
All right. I'll go ahead, Christina.
There is a question in the chat. I'll go ahead and read it. I think maybe Chris or Andrew. Notice that the demo was using Laserfish Classic Forms. Are there any support issues using the Laserfish Modern Form Designer or Laserfish Cloud?
No, we support all of those. Yeah, we actually showed from an on-premise or self-hosted instance of Laserfish today, but we have multiple customers using Laserfish Cloud, and we can support any of those scenarios.
All right, perfect. I don't see any more questions in the chat, so looks like we can go ahead and end the webinar. We really appreciate you all for attending. Like I said, if you want to learn more, just go to our website, click contact us, and we'll get in touch with you and have a conversation around your needs for any systems that you may need to integrate Laserfish to across any of your customers. We'd love to have those discussions. So thank you for attending.